Hello everybody, it's Marty McConnell, the Off-Grid Gecko here, and today we're going to be talking about firearms. Not any firearms per se, but specifically Ruger 1022 semi-automatic rifle. Okay, this is loose somewhere, and I probably need to fix that. Stuff that I do out here, I rarely get time to come out and kind of have fun with the firearms and shoot, but I've set up a target over here on my little sitting stump next to the new pit, the new fire pit, and I just wanted to kind of work you through the Ruger 1022. This is a 22 LR rifle. Okay, so it fires these. Come here. Just cute little bullets. So this is a rim fire. That's all jiggly too. So there's priming compound around the outside of the rim here, and then when the hammer comes out of the gun, it strikes that rim and crushes it, and that ignites the priming compound. And there's some gunpowder in here. I don't know if they still use black powder in these. They're awful dirty. And then you've got a little lead bullet, or sometimes a brass plated bullet like these, toward the tip. The Ruger 1022 is considered a budget rifle for a lot of people. They could be had for like 150 bucks, I think. I haven't looked them up in a while because this guy's been pretty good. The trigger on it's sort of interesting. I think this is actually a modified trigger on this one that I bought a long time ago. Can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's a modified trigger that I have on mine. So your trigger may not look exactly the same as this one. My trigger's all jiggly too. Oh well. So the effects are a little different. Anyways, there is a safety up here by your front finger. So if you pull that out where it's locked out, you push it in, the little red shows up on this side. That means you're ready to shoot. The standard magazine for these are these little 10-round rotary magazines. Actually kind of the same thing that you would find on an old, not Mattel, there was a toy company that was manufacturing rifles, Daisy, the same company that makes the BB guns. They made a rifle very similar to this. They actually, I think, got sued by Ruger, and so they had to stop manufacturing them. So if you have one of those around, one of them old Daisies, like, hang on to it. That might be a collector's item someday. So the rotary magazine goes in the bottom. You've got a hammer on here that, or not really a forward assist. I can't think today, but the firing pin's inside this mechanism. You pull back on this little thing, and it will come back behind where the bullets are. You let go of it, and it just scrapes that next bullet off the top, the next cartridge, and loads it into the chamber. These have a fairly short barrel on them. I'm pretty sure it's right around 18 inches, maybe 18 to 20, depending on the model. They come in different colors. They are very, very quiet, so I'm not even going to wear ear protection today because there's not really any point. I mean, they will get loud after a while if you keep shooting with them, but today I just want to mainly like see how far this guy's off and how far it's drifted while it's been sitting. Having some trouble hitting stuff with it sometimes. As far as magazines, I have like 3 of these little rotary magazines. I don't care for them too much. I use these Butler Creek banana clips, and these are basically, it's got the rotary top so it fits and mounts up in there flush, and then it has room for 25 rounds. Now if you get these, I only recommend putting about 20 to 23 rounds in here at a time, because when that spring gets real compressed down at the bottom, it might have some feed issues and it might jam up on you for the first couple shots. And then after you're past that initial like tense spring problem, then it seems to function just fine and runs through all the rounds. I just keep these so I have to reload less often, and they make it look pretty badass too. So to load these, pretty much all 22s are the same in this respect. This has gotten moist, somehow. This box is starting to fall apart. These are old rounds. Having some misfires too. Just dropping them off, I don't care. One, usually bullet loading standard on pretty much any gun. You got to figure out where the sweet spot is to put your thumb, and then you just push down the back of the bullet and guide it back a little bit and seat it in there. You don't really have to count too much because the magazine's going to stop you before it's filled. And yeah, these are called magazines, not clips. So it's a 22 caliber. You wouldn't use this for hunting big game, at least not in the United States. I don't know about the laws in other countries, but most places will not allow you to hunt with a 22 caliber rifle, even a 223 in some places you're not allowed to hunt with for big game. For like small game like rabbits and squirrels when they're on the ground and things like that, or popping crows out of your field. A very good little grocery getter for harvesting small game. You can theoretically kill a deer with it, and I know people who have told me poaching stories that have supposedly taken deer with a 22. I don't recommend that. The sighting system that it comes with is normally this little, you've got this little flip up deal right here, and then you'll have a front post. This has a M1A style front post and a peep sight rear post that I paid extra for. Get it in the sunlight so you look through that little hole there, line it up with that little pin there, and put that pin on top of whatever you want to kill, and then you're pretty much good to go. If you don't own any firearms, like, I highly recommend starting with a 22, especially a 22 like this, or maybe a Marlin. Just a small 22 caliber rifle, maybe even a bolt action if you can still find one. Semi-automatics are fun. Bolt actions tend to be better for beginners because they're, you know, you don't have as many moving parts to worry about when you're cleaning it and things like that. But definitely a fun little rifle to have around. Good for target practice. As far as recoil, there is none. It's 22. If you can't handle the recoil of a 22, maybe you should, I don't know, go back to kindergarten. If you fire this up in the air, okay, that bullet has a capacity of range of like 2 miles. So you want to make sure that you're shooting at a downward angle into a heavy backstop or whatever. A 22 caliber bullet is not going to penetrate very far, even out of a rifle. So I've got my target set up on a little wood stump that I sit on around the bonfire, and it's not going to break through to the other side. I doubt it'll penetrate 6 inches into that trunk. Well, I know everybody talks about off-grid arsenals. They talk about your 45s and your tactical guns and your 308s and like assault rifle looking type things and shotguns, all kinds of stuff. But a 22 is not going to be advised as a self-defense round by anybody. But if you got it tricked out where it looks like a freaking AK, I mean, somebody's going to think twice before they come strolling up to you. They're not going to examine the end of the tube to see what bullet size it is. So it can be used as self-defense. It's going to be more accurate than a pistol. So if you have to take somebody down, you can at medium to medium range. So theoretically can be used as a self-defense weapon. It wouldn't be my first choice or anybody else's, I don't think. Alright, I've marked off 20 yards to my target, which just fell off the stump. It just fell down, so I gotta go fix it. See if I can kill this log real quick. So, pretty fast firing, and that's trying to keep my shots on target. Not bad for a blind man. Look at that. Awesome sauce. Those little lead pieces of bullet are pretty much buried in there at this point. I made this little target like in the heat of being quick and expedient, and just threw it up here because I feel like shooting something. I don't see any doves, so I'm just going to stick with this. I'm not even sure if it's dove season yet or not, but as soon as it is, put a couple of them in the pot. We'll see if that holds it on any better. And then I'm going to go back here and shoot at it. And I'm going to leave this camera in a very precarious position so you can hear what it sounds like being shot at by a 22. I was kind of wobbling around there from the little sitting position that I'm in, but looks like I did decent, even though I was pretty much freehand. And then I got 4 of them in the black and 1 little trailer out. That's good enough to, I mean, that's about the size of a little squirrel's head. You know, it's a target area. So we should find some tin cans to kill. A clip is a little rail that holds about 5 or 6 bullets for actually 8 I think, for M1A and similar loading styles, but you're not going to hurt my feelings if you call it a clip, but you might hurt somebody else's feelings. And as far as ammo for your 22, I don't. Every Ruger seems to be kind of finicky about what they like to eat, so most often you're going to find that Federals work pretty good in your rifle. This rifle, for some reason, is not as accurate with Federal, and it does better with these little Winchester Super X, which is awesome because these come in bulk packs, and I've never had any real issues with them. I also have CCI mini mags for when I want to do target shooting, but for just plinking around the house here, these work pretty good. But why extended magazines? So I've got a 10 rounder on my 1911. I actually have 2 10-round magazines. I've got a 15-round magazine for it somewhere, actually. And my Springfield holds like 13, my Springfield pistol, and yeah, all my guns hold more ammo than, you know, what your conventional sportsman might absolutely need, though most conventional sportsmen have weapons that put mine to shame. Why I do it, these magazines right here are like perfect for me. I can load these up with about 20 rounds. I can go out to the woods and I can come home with dinner. You know, I don't have to switch magazines. I don't have to change anything around. I just have the 1 magazine in there, and if I don't shoot anything, then I don't shoot anything. And if I end up getting a couple birds and a squirrel, then I've got lots of meat to bring home, and I don't have to carry extra ammunition on me, because I load these with about 20 rounds. Like, that's not all the way full, but that's as full as I'm gonna put it. And it just means that I don't have to carry extra ammunition with me. I mean, like I said, if I wanted to, I can clip 2 of these together, and then I've got 40 to 50 rounds of ammo that I'm carrying on me. It's more than enough for a day hunting trip, for me anyways. People want to get all carried away and like talk craziness about different types of bullets. I'm sitting here reading the box on this thing, and my battery's about to die, by the way. Yeah, specially formulated for this and that. They're freaking 22 bullets, okay? Cheap is the name of the game. You don't need expensive ammo. You don't need, I don't know. I really don't know what the deal is. I don't get it anymore. There is a certain point where accuracy comes into play, but if you're going to have that much of a stick up your ass about it, you need to get a reloading setup and reload ammo that's blueprinted specifically for your weapon, and then you can have accurate ammo. Buying stuff off the shelf, especially for something like a 10-22, which has a pretty sloppy action anyways on it, that's just freaking crazy. The only thing I'd stay away from really is if you get something like a 308 or a 30-06, those Remington low recoil loads, yeah, stay away from those, because they use a really, I don't know what kind of powder they're using, but it doesn't fit in the case because there's so little of it, and it just kind of shakes around in there, and it just makes them shoot off like crazy. So low recoil reloads are not accurate. On the whole, by and large, you can't hit a can from 20 yards. It's not the rifle, it's not the ammo, it's the shooter. You just need more practice, that's all. 99% of the time. 22s are cheap, they're inexpensive, they're pretty reliable, and as you can see, they're plenty accurate, even shooting more or less offhand to do whatever it is that you need to do. If you guys have any questions about it or want to drop a comment or whatever, just feel free, and I will try to answer your questions, and I will talk to you in the comment section. Just a shorty today. Soft Gray Gecko signing out.